So I have a quote from your book that I was going to read, if that's okay.
Please.
I had a bed. Oh, sorry. My bed had no sheets. My mattress was stained with food, wine, and puke. My computer was still on, so was the TV. And the bags of trash and half-eaten food cartons and empty beer bottles were strewn about my apartment. My throat ached of bulimia and hangover, and I was still drunk. A pint of Jameson was in my hand. It wasn't the first time I'd woken up in this scene, but it was the first time I couldn't make myself pretend that I was okay, and that this was normal 30-something shit I grew out of.
Yeah.
Is that in the new book as well?
Yes.
Okay. Because I have a galley. I have a galley copy of the book, and apparently there have been some changes. I want to make sure. I love that quote. You can probably figure out why I chose that quote to read, because I wanted you to talk a little bit about what it was like for you.
Yeah. I mean, it was like 2 different lives. It was a life that had that happening behind the scenes, and that was happening behind the scenes to allow me to carry on in my life outside of that.
Yeah.
And so it feels like a totally different life and a totally different situation. But that morning, it was a Tuesday morning, and I woke up, and it was, I mean, I had to drink myself and smoke myself to sleep. I would wake up at like 3 or 4 in the morning sometimes, and I would either like find booze and take a shot again, or I would smoke pot. And then I would get up and I would go to Starbucks, and I'd get like a venti red eye and a bacon Gouda sandwich. And then I would like pull myself together and somehow make it into work and pretend like I wasn't dying, which I was, and like physically dying, sick. And I think I don't even know. I mean, I think when you're in that, you cannot see past that. You cannot see how you will ever get out of the cycle of that.
No. And so at that point, did you want to stop drinking? I mean, and
no. And I mean, that's so clear from the book that I bought 2 nights later, which was The Easy Way to Control Alcohol. Because to me, it was just like, you're supposed to make this work, and if you can't, then it is a really bad situation for you for the rest of your life. You're going to always just want alcohol. You're going to always just struggle. Like, that was in my mind what it would be like to not drink. And so to me, it was just, I mean, I knew it was so out of control, but in so many areas, in a way that it had always been out of control. I had always been in an extreme amount of pain, and always had to manage that and manage my cyclical nature. I'm very cyclical and very sensitive and emotional, and I feel things, and I think there was just, for me, no way to get past and out of that. And it wasn't even just about drinking. It was just about dying, while I was alive, and not seeing a way out of life, to be honest.
So you say you were in a tremendous amount of pain.
Yeah.
Do you mean emotional pain or physical pain?
Well, I mean, at that point, physical pain too, but emotional pain. I mean, I think I could identify feeling depressed, and I mean, I took diet pills when I was in 5th grade. I just never felt comfortable in my body, or like I belonged. And when my parents divorced when I was pretty young, I mean, I had depression. I was depressed, and I think that I never got to that. I never got to address that, and I thought there was something so wrong with me for how I felt. Yeah. And so from high school on, it was always trying to fix that, to fill that hole, and to be to become something I thought that would alleviate that. And I thought if I got a good job and I made good money and I had a good body and I had a husband and kids, and if I filled it up with these things I was supposed to have, it would make all these things go away. But that's just not how it works.
Yeah. Did alcohol help that feeling? Did it alleviate that pain?
Not the way pot did. I think alcohol always always made things worse. My body is really sensitive to it. It makes me flush immediately, bloat immediately. The hangovers were always incredibly painful. I think alcohol gave me a sense of oftentimes intimacy, or, excitement, or just allowing myself to kind of break out of something. It was just also so easy to access. But I didn't feel like it, I did not feel like alcohol normalized me the way I felt like pot normalized me.
Okay.